What do you think your favorite hobby has ever been? Like your favorite activity, sport?
Volunteering.
Volunteering, yeah.
No, it's not to promote me. It is just to be out there and help other people.
So you've got to think of those ideas while you're there. How do you want to change the world that we're living in now?
Yeah.
How do you want to change the world we're living in now?
What are things in your heart that you truly feel connected to? What are truly things that make you feel alive, and what is worth fighting for? You are watching Branches Between Generations, the video podcast where students from the digital age sit face to face with seniors from Canada's retirement capital. We are going to contrast the values of yesteryear with the values of today to see, has society changed? Do people still care about their fellow man? Are people willing to work for free? These are the questions that we're going to answer in today's episode, all about service, values, and volunteerism. Welcome back to Podio Studio and our episode all around values. We're going to kick this off with a conversation between Joan and Sophie.
Good afternoon. My name is Joan Cooper, and I live at the Berwick. I grew up in Edmonton, Alberta.
My name is Sophie Martin. I grew up here, Parksville and Nellist.
Joan is going to be talking about all the amazing people she was able to meet through her volunteer experiences. Let's have a listen.
For my friends and I, we don't really have like specific hobbies. Like I'm a competitive dancer and that's kind of my main focus besides school. But are there any hobbies that you wish you kind of explored when you were younger and even now?
Well, at my age, I am still learning new things. And since I've moved to the Berwick, I have done so many different things that I've never been involved with before. And so my forte is probably hostessing because I belong to Beta Sigma Phi, and I just celebrated my 50th anniversary there. And it's a silver ritual that I had. I have learned so many interesting things and have been involved with so many different things. So I've done skating. I've taught figure skating when I was younger, and curling and skiing. Of course, that was the latest thing I took up.
Right, yeah.
And supported my kids with dancing and music. And so, I'm learning every day.
That's amazing. I love that.
So,
what do you think your favorite hobby has ever been? Like your favorite activity, sport?
Volunteering.
Volunteering, yeah.
And I've been involved with the Commonwealth Games in Edmonton as a VIP hostess. And
Swanky.
Yes, and I've met many people like our Queen and being involved with greeting the Queen and walking her onto the field and off the field. And then the Universiade Games in 1983 and meeting wonderful people again. And of course, I met Prince Charles and Princess Diana.
Wow, look at
you.
The time. That's so cool.
And then September the 25th, 1985, Pope John Paul II came and they asked me if I could be a hostess at the door. Right. And I was honored to do that. Yeah. But I said, I'm not Roman Catholic. And they said, because I knew my protocol, I was welcome to do it. Oh. And so it was just so nice meeting all these terrific people in the world that I would never have done had I not belonged to Beta Sigma Phi. It just opened my eyes to so many other different things. And then to be involved here with the Olympics in 2010 and see our great Canadians do such great work. And, you have to be a good sport. We lose some and we win some. Yeah. And just cheer on all these other competitors. So those are my things that I just really enjoy doing.
That's amazing. I love that.
Oh, thank you.
That's so cool.
What do you say to people who say volunteering is for, it's for resume boosting, it's to get ahead? What is the purpose of volunteering in your eyes? And is it more than just, to promote yourself essentially?
No, it's not to promote me. It is just to be out there and help other people. Because I've been a volunteer at Lionsgate Hospital, and it was just so rewarding to see the young people coming in like the candy stripers. And so just to be able to help somebody and to hold somebody's hand when they need it, it's not for me, it's for them. And if you can give them that love and care, because I'm not a nurse, and just to give them that love and care when they're nervous and whatnot to come in. And so that's what I enjoy about volunteering. And the same with the North Shore Crisis Center, to be able to do knit and give them wraps and scarves and gloves and stuff like that, because they're people who are down and out. So it's a great thing to know that you are helping somebody else and not thinking of I.
That's so true.
And I think that's important, to forget about self and do for others. And that's why I like to volunteer.
I don't volunteer much. Besides my competitive dance, I volunteer with my mom, and I've helped many students learn choreography, refine technique. And that has definitely been much more rewarding than I ever thought it would be. Like, I look back, like today I came from dance, helped out a little girl with her jazz solo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's made me be able to kind of connect with younger kids easier, even though I am a younger kid. I think she's 8 or 9, and it made me kind of like slow down and like look at how far I've come in my dance career, being like, that's kind of insane. And that volunteering I don't do it for the school. I do it for myself. I don't even track the hours, I don't think, because it's just so rewarding.
Well, that's it. And when I volunteer at the art gallery for 7 or 8 years, I've done that. It was just so nice to welcome these people in who are so much more talented than I am. Mm-hmm. And if you can just assist and tell the people about the art, I find that rewarding, because I'm not an artist. Mm-hmm. And I've learned so much about technique that these artists go through, and appreciating art of all kinds. Because at first I said, I'm not an abstract art painter. I don't like it, but I've learned a lot from it. Mm-hmm. And so that was important. And to pass on whatever I've learned to somebody else. Yeah. And caring is so much more important to me. You care about other people.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Pretty.
And I'm so proud of you for your dancing.
Oh, thank you.
That's really neat.
Thanks. Besides like volunteering at dance, I'm in school still. I'm still at Beuerman. I'm actually a Gremmelprez this year, so I'm my grad year's president alongside one of my other best friends, Carson. He and I took on the role in June, and that was like a big kind of, whoa, I can hold my own kind of thing. Mm-hmm. We did a bunch of campaigning activities. I spoke in front of my whole grad class for the first time. That didn't go the best that I thought it could have. I messed up a little bit, but okay, I learned a lot from it.
That's okay, because the next time you do it, you will be better. You will, and you'll just get more confidence. And I found with having to speak, I've been treasurer of so many organizations, and having to get up and speak and give a report. Right. Oh my goodness.
It's so nerve-wracking.
It is.
Yeah.
And then people say, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. And then I get upset by that, because I wish I could speak louder.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hard one to deal with. And like, I think that also comes back to like, my friends are on their phones all the time, and they text instead of call, or they're definitely on social media more than you want to like hang out with them, like in person, actually speak with them, make genuine connections. So I think it's so valuable to put yourself out there in such an uncomfortable way, because I learned so much in those like 2 minutes than I thought I would have ever done.
When you learned that, what do you think it did for that little girl that you helped today? Oh, she's going to remember that for a long, long time. Yeah. That somebody older taught me something and gave her confidence. So that's important, in my opinion, anyway.
I think so too.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your insight.
Of course.
And it helps us.
Yeah, for sure.
So I wish you all the best, my dear. I think you're going to do great work with your dancing. And I'm not sure what education you're looking at for university. Do you know what you plan on doing?
Well, I'm hoping to go into politics in some aspect, and hopefully just better our country. Either that or take the LSATs in probably my 4th or 3rd year of political science. If I can, if I'm smart enough.
You will
and
be.
Motivated enough. Yeah, and if I can be a lawyer, that would be like the biggest aspiration I could ever like have or even accomplish.
Well, you can, because you have the willpower to do it. I have every confidence that you will succeed and go for your dreams. And of course, again, we didn't talk politics because I know that's supposed to be a taboo subject, but I was very involved in politics in Edmonton or in Alberta. And then when I came out here, I was very involved here in politics as well. And you go for it. Listen to what the people are saying, and you'll do your best. And of course, you know, you have to go along with that. It will be criticism. It's not going to be easy, but there is criticism. But you know, when you put your best foot forward and you do unto others, it'll come back to you. It will. That's my faith and believe in. Yeah. And I enjoy meeting all these new people because I've worked with quite a few of the noted ones across Canada in politics and on the North Shore. So I've met them.
Okay. It's a good connection. Then we have this.
Yes, that's right.
Next up, we have Aileen and Maddie.
My name is Aileen Fabris. I was born in Nottingham, home of Robin Hood.
I'm Maddie. I grew up in Inishbay.
They're going to be talking about their experiences volunteering because they are both avid volunteers. What are your ideas around volunteerism? And is that still something present in today's youth?
I think we should all volunteer for something.
Yeah.
When I first came to Canada and they sent us to Etsicum, there were no volunteers. There was nothing to do. There wasn't even a library. It was just a tin hut for the letters, and everything was locked. So there's nobody meeting on the streets. And I used to ask if I could sit in the classrooms and learn what the kids were learning. And strangely enough, in the grade 6 classroom, they were reading a textbook that was written in Nottingham. And I'm thinking, what are they doing in Canada here? So that's one of the reasons I became a trustee. I didn't think my kids were getting the schooling that they should. And I knew in the 60s that the marriages that had occurred during the Second World War, particularly a lot of women were having to go to work and their husbands were leaving them. And so it became one of those things. How do you get involved in education?
Yeah.
So running for a trustee when I couldn't afford to buy stockings to wear to meetings, when the men had the same suit at every meeting, it's the little things that goad you to move forward and do different things. And how can you volunteer?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I certainly volunteered when I came here. The first day I was asked to go to a teachers' meeting and they wanted to buy a bus. And I went to this meeting and there were about 14 teachers from this area all sitting around deciding how to raise money. And I said, we need to get an old bus and find somebody who can repair it, which is what we did. We found 2 young men in Coombs and we built the Words on Wheels bus, which we were able to fit up, take all the seats out and put benches, and we'd got puppets and artwork that the kids could do on the buses.
Cool.
And we drove that bus for years, and now it's just sitting in a yard doing nothing. And Building Learning Together is now more or less a private business. So, you know, sort of the things you start don't carry on in the same way because the years in between involve themselves in different ways, in different passions. And like this little studio, I think it's a wonderful idea to get people talking to one another. What do you want to do in life? What did you do in life? And I know the talents are there in schools. Sometimes you don't get the opportunity to show them to the world, particularly since COVID.
Yeah.
So you've got to think of those ideas while you're there. How do
Yeah.
you want to change the world that we're living in now?
Yeah.
How do you want to change the world we're living in now?
Well, just like making the world a better place. Like also right now, like the world's very dirty, lots of garbage. So like me and my friend, when we were like in grade 5 and 6, our class would go down to the beach and we would like pick up the garbage while we were there instead of like the other kids. So yeah, we would pick up garbage. Yeah. And my friend, she went to Florida, I believe, and there was a really dirty beach and she like cleaned it up with her mom and yeah.
Would you ever like to say to people, did you drop that piece of garbage?
Yeah, probably.
Dare you say, would you please pick it up?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a big part. And that, goes to your beach example too. I think there's
Yes.
a lot of more emphasis on, cleaning the earth, helping the earth, investing in the earth nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah. To continue our topic around volunteerism, this next interview is between Karen and Ari.
My name is Karen Heisler
And where did you grow up?
in Truro, Nova Scotia.
My full name is Arianna Marie Beuerman. I've always lived in Parksville. I grew up in Parksville.
Seniors can sometimes feel isolated and lonely, but through volunteering, Karen argues that you can really find your community at any age.
My family was very poor, and we didn't have much in the fridge or much in the cupboards. And so things that you do in your childhood kind of stay with you. Certain things do. And the food end of things is what stuck with me. And just because we had maybe a dozen eggs and a loaf of bread and a chicken in the freezer because we had an egg man and a milkman. So those things we had, but anything else, not so much. And so hungry people are probably what I'm most interested in. And I think of, the seniors nowadays. And so volunteering and helping seniors is kind of what's at the core of my heart nowadays, because the cost of living has gone so high.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about service and volunteering. Ari, what's your understanding of why somebody should volunteer?
Volunteering in anything just helps everybody, I guess, Volunteering, helping set up the triathlon, as I've done before with my dad, or help with food donations, or, just volunteering in any sort of way just helps everybody. Just helps make deeper connections with people.
Does volunteering through your school, do you have a program that gives you credits or anything?
There's no really credits. There is class money or class credits, I guess you can get. But there is lots of chances where you can volunteer. I volunteered to help with kindergarteners do art classes, and I've helped be a color guard. So we do these things in our school every beginning, for the first week of school and the last week of school, called color groups. And some older kids, some from grade 6 and 7, help with the younger kindergarteners for color groups. Yeah, so I've done that before. And they also have hot lunches, so I help deliver hot lunches.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. So there's lots of opportunities in school.
We had a program at my last job where the high school student could join the resume building program. And in our store, you would commit every Saturday for 6 weeks as a volunteer. And we would commit to you that we would train you from the back door of our store to the front door of our store. And so I ran a large thrift store, and so lots of products come in. And so in doing that, you learn to process, you learn to meet people, how to be nice to them, what approach to have, the conversation you have with them, And then you go into the back of house where you learn to do some pricing and sorting. And then you go into the retail floor where you learn to put things on the shelves and make displays and decor. And then you arrive at the cash desk where you get the cashier training. So then you're ready to go to McDonald's or any other fast food place, or to start your first job. And we give you a diploma as to what you have been trained for, and we have a graduation for you. You have a cap and gown and a cake, and it works really well with the teenagers, right? Gives them something to look forward to. So there's something very important about volunteering. And from my perspective, at my age, I think that once you retire, it's like, oh, now what do I do? There's nothing now to do. Who needs me? And so there's something about volunteering that there's a need. There's a need for you as a senior to be able to still help and be needed. There's something about the fact that nobody needs you anymore. That it's kind of an empty feeling. And so if you can volunteer, and I mean, there's lots of opportunity. It's just that you need to, put on your hat and head out and look for that volunteering job,
Yeah.
But once you're volunteering, then it seems like many opportunities come along for you. So the fact that you're still needing makes a senior feel important. And I think volunteering starts really young, as you've just explained. You're busy in the community and you're willing to do extra. That's good. That's very nice. You'll be a wonderful adult volunteer for sure. And you'll have no worries. You won't be lonely in your senior years because you'll already have a nice core of friends, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I've met some friends, was just volunteering. Very important job.
I wanted to take a moment to speak from the heart and really thank all our senior and teen guests for participating in this project. Without your stories, we wouldn't have been able to make this podcast possible. Every individual you saw on this program was a volunteer. So I just wanted to take the time to shout them all out and thank you guys for your participation. To close out this episode about values, I'm going to sit down with one of our volunteers, Keith. He is going to talk about his experience throughout this project and his advice to youth who want to do something similar.
I just wanted to give you some props, Keith, because you have been with us since essentially day one of this project. We met back at your high school back in December.
Yeah.
You volunteered to be part of the pilot. You've done a workshop here at Podio, and you came and did 2 separate interviews with people at Berwick.
I'm happy to do more if you have more available.
We'll definitely talk to you about that. So I guess first off, I just wanted to give you props and let the camera know that Keith is one of the OG guys. And then just ask you about what's your experience been.
It's been really interesting. I'm very happy to come in and talk to these elderly people because the stories they have to tell can just really open your eyes to like the whole world before you were born.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually hearing the firsthand accounts of like the war, especially, it just adds this level of reality to it that you don't get from reading the history books and watching the documentaries of people who've only learned about it in the same way.
I totally hear that because it's when you hear it, the old expression straight from the horse's mouth, right? It really kind of just adds a whole new dimension to it.
Yeah.
What did you learn about podcasting and broadcasting through this?
It definitely seems a lot easier than I thought it would be, just because it's just this naturally flowing conversation between two people in front of the cameras. It just feels right to actually have these conversations because they're natural conversations. You talk about all these topics. I feel a lot better about it than I did before, because before I felt like I had to be so professional. I felt like I had to put so much effort into everything I say. But that's not the truth the entire time. The truth is you can just be yourself and you can be real, and it just flows.
It's that authenticity we're looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what would you say to some other teens out there who maybe are shy? They are kind of curious about doing this, but they're not sure. What would be your advice to those kids?
You just gotta find your people. Like this opportunity definitely just dropped out of the sky right to me because I was just happened to going. I just happened to be going to the school where you offered this opportunity out, and I'm happy that I got that opportunity. I wouldn't know where to start to search for an opportunity like this. Maybe you just gotta be very lucky in certain aspects, but to people who are actively looking for this kind of work, you just gotta do your research and find maybe like a local studio, because this is like someone's garage we're working out of.
Exactly.
So you can find a studio anywhere, really. Yeah, so you just got to do your research and reach out and see if anyone's available.
But to the specific point of getting over fear, like, were you nervous at all about this? Or
I'd say I was nervous back in December.
Right.
And I was a little nervous back during our workshop when we did the mock interview with the doll. The doll made me nervous. That's kind of...
We'll get a shot of the doll in the corner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't want near the doll?
No.
We'll get that in B-roll.
Yeah, no, but actually when I started having the conversation with Peter, it just started flowing naturally, and I was worried about what to say because I didn't want to offend him and push too hard into any topics about the war. And then my conversation with June, I saw that she started getting a little teary-eyed during her grandson when she was talking about that, and I just tried to be as sympathetic as possible.
Well, I just want to say a big part of this project was obviously to, share stories of the seniors, because I think they do have a lot of knowledge and things. But another secondary was to just show that there are some really motivated teenagers out there. I think teenagers get a bad rap. When I was a kid, teenagers got a bad rap. And I'm hoping by the audience watching today with yourself and the rest of your peers on this show, the kids today, they're smarter than we give them credit for.
And I have to give a big props to the teachers at my school, because a lot of the opportunities I've had over these past couple months has been from my teachers. The job I currently have at a grocery store, I got that from one of my teachers who works in careers and education, and he actually knew one of the managers. He actually knows both the store managers over there. So I managed to get a job there, and that was a great opportunity. And then my other teacher.
Yes. Yeah.
And then that all opened up an opportunity for here, which I hope can expand into the future. And I definitely hope to be back to the studio for more.
We'd love to have you back. And that's just the beauty of community, is people helping other people. So I hope and I know that when you have the opportunity to help somebody else out, you'll do the same.
Yeah.
So just remember this when you're 35 or 55 or 65, that, it's always about helping the next person coming up, right?
It definitely is. Definitely help the people you can and open the doors for as many people as you can, because they'll appreciate it and come back and offer the same help to you.
Rock on. We'll put it there, Keith. Thanks again.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we're going to have you involved in some way moving forward. Thank you.
Was that episode valuable? My name is Clinton. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.